In a single campus debate, an entire movement was born. From an Arlington Heights teenager with ambition to a polarizing national figure, and ultimately to an assassination that shook US politics. This is the story of Charlie Kirk, founder, firebrand, martyr, or villain, depending on who you ask. Welcome to Variety Vista. Let's dive in. Variety Vista presents Charlie Kirk, Rise, Influence, and Legacy. Charlie Kirk was born October 14, 1993 in Arlington Heights, Illinois. He grew up in suburbia, attending local schools. His college life was short-lived. He enrolled at Harper College but dropped out after a semester. Instead of conventional education, Kirk plunged into politics. At age 18, he co-founded Turning Point USA, TPUSA, in 2012, alongside mentor Bill Montgomery. Their goal? To build a conservative youth movement inside colleges and challenge the liberal dominance on campuses. Kirk's signature tactic was simple but effective. Set up a prove-me-wrong table on campus, confront liberal orthodoxy, debate students, and generate media attention. Over time, TPUSA grew, offering affiliated arms like Turning Point Action, Turning Point Faith, and other initiatives aimed at activism, politics, and religion. As the 2016 election approached, Kirk aligned strongly with Donald Trump, and TPUSA's funding and influence exploded. Also during this period, Kirk's rhetoric sharpened. He opposed diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI programs, criticized LGBTQ+ rights, supported a Christian nationalist interpretation of U.S. identity, opposed abortion, and questioned civil rights-era legislation. By the early 2020s, he was a media presence, hosting The Charlie Kirk Show, writing books, and galvanizing conservative youth. Charlie Kirk was not without controversy. His views were unapologetically bold, often provoking backlash. He criticized the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Martin Luther King Jr., arguing that modern DEI frameworks distort the original civil rights movement. He promoted Christian nationalism, declaring that America should not just be a nation with Christian values, but a nation where Christianity shapes public life. He spread doubts about the 2020 presidential election and endorsed conspiracy narratives, including the Great Replacement theory. During the COVID era, he was accused of promoting misinformation and pushing back against public health mandates. TPUSA itself created the Professor Watch List, a website naming faculty whom Kirk's network deemed ideologically biased against conservatives. Critics said it was a form of academic intimidation. Within conservative circles, Kirk was both lionized and criticized. Some believed he went too far, others believed he didn't go far enough. His alignment with Trump gave him power, and he often tried to push the Republican Party further right. In his later years, he also pivoted further toward religious language, particularly through Turning Point Faith, collaborating with pastors and Christian leaders. So yes, to his supporters, Kirk was a warrior for free speech, faith, and conservative youth. To critics, he was a provocateur who stoked division and undercut democratic norms. On September 10, 2025, tragedy struck. Kirk was delivering a public debate event at Utah Valley University, UVU, in Orem, Utah, the first stop of his American Comeback Tour. During a discussion on mass shootings, a shot rang out from a rooftop near the venue. Kirk was fatally wounded. The shooting stunned the audience and the nation. His death immediately sparked fierce reactions. Both Republicans and Democrats condemned political violence. Some of Kirk's allies called out the radical left as responsible, premising their claims mostly on rhetoric rather than evidence. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a bipartisan resolution honoring Kirk and denouncing political violence. Universities, media, and social platforms saw sharp debate over how to discuss the assassination. Commentary praising the act or mocking it led to social media penalties, firings, and disciplinary measures. Kirk's memorial was held on September 21, 2025 at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Over 90,000 people attended. Among the speakers were his widow Erica Kirk, Donald Trump, and others. His killing was quickly compared to increasing political violence in the U.S. Commentators warned that the dividing lines in society had turned deadly. What happens when a movement loses its figurehead? In Charlie Kirk's case, the mission was transferred. His widow, Erica Kirk, née Frantzfer, former Miss Arizona USA, was unanimously appointed as CEO and chair of TPUSA. Kirk had earlier expressed a desire for her to lead if anything happened to him. In the aftermath of his death, TPUSA saw massive registration surges. Tens of thousands of students across the US signed up to join or start chapters. Kirk's legacy is fiercely contested. To many on the right, he is now viewed as a martyr, someone who spoke unflinchingly for conservative youth and died for his cause. To critics, elevating him to sainthood risks glossing over the more dangerous aspects of his ideas and rhetoric, the anti-DEI stance, religious hardline views, and conspiratorial positions. The incident also magnified concerns about political violence, free speech constraints, punishment for political commentary, and societal polarization. In US political discourse, Kirk's narrative will likely live on as a symbol, either as proof that dissenting conservative voices can be silenced by force, or as a cautionary tale about extremism and rhetoric run wild. Charlie Kirk's life, short, intensifying, and full of conflict, raises deep questions worth asking. How far should activism push norms? Can free speech exist without generating real harm? When a public figure is killed for what they believe, how do we preserve both safety and dialogue? At 31, Charlie Kirk's story ended abruptly, but the stories he shaped are still evolving. In the next years, we'll see whether his legacy brings more unity or more division. If you enjoyed this deep dive, drop a like, hit subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What will Charlie Kirk truly mean for America's future? Until next time, this is Variety Vista, bringing you stories worth your mind.